At cruising altitude, small decisions rarely feel dangerous. The aircraft was stable, the weather ahead looked manageable, and the flight plan had already been approved hours earlier. Everything about the situation suggested routine. Nothing suggested urgency, nothing suggested risk, and yet, in that moment, the captain made a decision that immediately drew confusion inside the cockpit and disbelief from air traffic control. He altered course, just a few degrees off the assigned heading, not enough to feel dramatic, but enough to be noticed, and almost immediately, the response came back over the radio, questioning his judgment, questioning his awareness, questioning whether he had misunderstood instructions. To everyone listening, it sounded like a mistake, a wrong turn, made at the worst possible time. The flight was carrying 183 passengers, along with crew, crossing airspace that was familiar, well-mapped, and heavily monitored. Weather reports had shown scattered storms, nothing severe enough to require major deviations, at least not according to the data most pilots were seeing. Onboard radar painted a picture of manageable turbulence, something crews fly through every day. But the captain noticed something different, something subtle, buried in the radar return. A shadow, not of rain, but of absence, an area where the radar showed nothing at all. To many pilots, that kind of gap means nothing, a limitation of equipment, a harmless blind spot, but to this captain, it felt wrong. Modern weather radar does not simply show storms, it interprets reflections, it tells a story based on what returns and what does not. An absence of return can sometimes mean something more dangerous than heavy rain. It can indicate hail or extreme turbulence, conditions so dense they absorb the signal entirely. The captain had seen this once before, early in his career during a training debrief. An instructor had explained that the most violent storms sometimes look deceptively quiet on radar because the signal never comes back. That memory resurfaced now, quietly, persistently, and it made him uneasy. He requested a slight deviation, not dramatic, not urgent, just a few degrees to avoid that silent zone. Air traffic control hesitated. Their radar showed no immediate threat. Other aircraft ahead had continued on course without reporting severe turbulence. The deviation seemed unnecessary, inefficient, even sloppy. The response came back neutral but skeptical, asking the captain to confirm his request. Inside the cockpit, the first officer questioned it as well, suggesting they continue on course and monitor conditions. The deviation would add time, burn fuel, and raise questions to everyone. Else, the turn looked wrong, unsupported by obvious evidence. But the captain insisted, calmly, professionally, requesting approval again, citing onboard radar interpretation, not emotion, not fear, just experience. The aircraft turned slightly, passengers felt nothing, seatbelt signs remained off. The engines maintained steady power. From inside the cabin, the flight felt unchanged, but minutes later, the radio began to fill with new voices. Another aircraft, flying the original route, reported severe turbulence. Then another reported hail damage, sharp enough to crack windshields and dent leading edges. Controllers began issuing urgent advisories, rerouting traffic away from the area the captain had avoided. The quiet gap on radar had concealed a rapidly developing storm cell, one producing violent updrafts and downdrafts capable of overwhelming flight controls. As reports continued, it became clear that the storm was intensifying faster than forecasts predicted. Aircraft that had entered it were forced into emergency descents. Some sustained structural damage, others declared Mayday. What had looked harmless minutes earlier was now a growing hazard zone, and the aircraft that had been questioned, the one that made the wrong turn, was now safely clear, riding smooth air, its passengers unaware of how close they had come to danger. The deviation, once mocked, now looked deliberate, even obvious, but only in hindsight. Weather remains one of aviation's most unpredictable threats. Despite satellites, forecasts, and advanced radar, storms can evolve faster than systems can model them. Especially at altitude, where energy builds invisibly, pilots are trained not just to read instruments, but to interpret them, to notice inconsistencies, gaps, and patterns that suggest more than raw data alone. In this case, the absence of radar return was more telling than heavy precipitation. A warning hidden inside silence, one that only mattered because someone recognized it. After landing, the incident was reviewed quietly. There was no emergency declaration, no dramatic announcement, just a routine post-flight discussion. Air traffic control acknowledged the reports from other aircraft. Maintenance data confirmed damage consistent with severe weather, and the deviation was logged as appropriate, even prudent. The captain was not congratulated publicly. Aviation rarely celebrates what did not happen. But the lesson was reinforced, sometimes the most important. Decisions look wrong in the moment, especially when they prevent outcomes no one else can see yet. For the passengers, the flight was forgettable. A smooth journey from departure to arrival. No turbulence worth remembering, no story to tell. But for the crew, and for controllers reviewing the data later, the flight became an example of why experience still matters, why automation does not replace judgment, and why silence on a screen can be more dangerous than noise. One small turn, questioned by many, had quietly protected 183 lives. In aviation, disasters are often remembered in detail, but near misses fade quickly because nothing dramatic marks them. No wreckage, no headlines, no investigations broadcast to the public. Yet the sky is full of moments like this, where intuition, training, and experience intersect, where a decision that looks wrong, feels wrong, and sounds wrong turns out to be exactly what keeps a flight safe. And in those moments, radar does not save lives on its own. People do by knowing when to trust what they see and when to question what they don't.